Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com. This presentation of Texas Ticket on Lone Star Community Radio is presented by True Texas Solar, Solar Energy Systems. True Texas Solar is Montgomery County's trusted provider of turnkey solutions for your home.
Lone Star Radio on my mind. So won't you kick your feet up if you have a minute? Turn your radio dial to the Texas Ticket.
Welcome to the Texas Ticket. This is Armando, and I'm with Susan Johnson, realtor, broker, city council candidate.
Yes.
It goes
I'm
on,
excited
I'm sure.
to be here.
I'm glad you made it.
excited to be here. Thank you.
I really am. And you look fabulous. So you got your Todd
Thank
Yancey
you.
pin on.
Thank you. Well, yeah, it's kind of subtle, but it's definitely there.
Subtle, just a little bit of hair there. But, and, you know, we're right here in Lone Star Community Radio at the first floor here at City Hall, and hopefully your future home. And glad you made it. Today we have a show lined up. We have the 2024 Bach Beethoven and Barbecue / competition. I got questions. And I know
Yes, I do too, and I'm excited to hear more about it and
Gala,
get more
benefit,
information. Yes,
dinner, concert, and
these young
after
artists
party.
are winning a bunch of money. Yeah, they're winning a bunch of money for
Right, 5,000 you said.
5,000. I think were the top is the top.
That's a lot
And
of
there's I think
simoleons.
5 categories, 4 or 5. There's yes,
And that's
so
for
it's a
one
big
winner.
deal.
One person's walking away with $5,000 plus other winners as well, right? I want to know more. I want to know all about that. We also have our friends from Pickleball Hideout, and that's right out in front of the junior high on, I'm not sure what the road is, but right out there in front of the Montgomery Junior High. And you got it there? What's that address?
Yes. Is it across the street?
Freeport. And those there know where it is, but it's right there near to the junior high in front of Walden Road there, across from the Walmart area, and you can find it there. But we have them as our first guest today, so they'll be here telling us all about the stuff that we have questions about. And I've seen all their cool events online, the different things they do there, and I know pickleball's you've played.
I
right?
have played. It's so much fun.
Well, we'll talk
It
about
is
that.
so much fun.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
And you can play with very little instruction. Like you can immediately jump out there.
Can
as
you
long
now?
as somebody, as long as somebody is aware of the rules, they will coach you quickly. But yeah,
We also have
fun.
the Punch Your Texas Ticket segment of the show. I can't say it that fast, but Punch Your Texas Ticket segment of the show. Punch Your Texas.
That's
You get
good.
it,
You
yeah.
got it.
And it's just local events, stuff that makes you a little more Texan, stuff that are Texas-based and for local residents to want to attend. So we have that calendar we want to share, and there's so many cool things on there. I mean, I was going through them like, is this for real? I think one of them 50 cents at the rodeo.
I
and
saw that.
There's a list. It
rodeo
starts with
lineup
50
has
cents. Yeah,
changed a lot
yeah,
over
it
the
has.
years.
And
Yeah,
there's a lot of
pretty
those.
cool.
And our premier event coming up is the biggest Texas Fest, and we'll talk a little bit about that briefly. It's just coming up that way, and we'll get the show started. Let's get going and get this
good.
one going. We
Let's do
have
it.
with us in the studio, Pickleball Hideout. I have Karl and Stacy Woyton. Woyton?
Woyton.
I did it
Yes.
right.
Hi.
Okay, great. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Glad you made it. Ground up, from the ground up build out, right there on Freeport
Yes.
Road. It seems like the right place for the right thing at the right time.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit the origin story. Tell me about it. What got you into this? And
Karl.
Karl.
Yeah. My husband's man cave pickleball dreams have come true.
Nice.
It was supposed to be only one court just for me and my buddies.
Yeah.
But then everybody started saying, you got to have more courts than just one. And so we decided to start expanding from 2, maybe 3 courts, turn into 4, and then
Now it's 6.
now it's 6 courts.
Indoors.
It's huge.
Indoors.
Indoors.
all
Yes.
indoors.
6. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to go out there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I
It's
am
a
so
beautiful
excited.
place.
No
So
issues with
excited.
the weather. It's always perfect inside.
Right.
Temperature's perfect. No wind, no sun. Nice environment. Nice lobby to hang out. It's just a little.
cool.
It's like the cheers of pickleball, just where everybody knows your name.
Yep.
You just walk in.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
It's very
you
nice.
can't
and-
blame the weather if you miss a shot too.
That's
right?
right.
The wind is
That's
not
right.
going
People
to knock
try.
your. Yes,
they still
they
try.
Yeah.
And everything's brand new. I mean, there's something to be said about all being brand new. I mean, what?
That's right.
It's nice.
There's,
you know,
not,
I-
there's not a hairline fracture in those courts. They are beautiful outdoor courts inside.
right. I think
So-
lack of sun helps to prevent that, doesn't it?
Yes.
Right.
Does it?
Yeah.
I'm
It
guessing.
will.
I
It
mean,
will.
Well, it keeps the paint from
Sounds
fading.
like
It
it.
keeps the water and the constant rain from wearing out the paint on the court. So yeah, it's always looking new.
yeah, I've seen a lot of fun and games. You know, we saw the glow in the dark and some other fun stuff where people are just enjoying themselves and just obviously having fun and apparently having fun. It looks like they're having fun.
That's what I loved about pickleball. He found pickleball right before COVID, and then everybody else in the world found pickleball right at COVID because it was something you could do
I think
and
so,
be
yeah.
socially distance because it's been around for 50 years. It started up in Washington as somebody's driveway game to introduce
Oh, no kidding.
to keep their kids entertained.
the
And then it kind of grew
origin.
from there. So once he started playing it, then we were going around to tournaments everywhere. We found the whole tournament world. And next thing you know, we were bringing home medals, and I was just the cheerleader. I wasn't playing it because I'm not. I am not coordinated.
So Karl, you're a beast at it, right? I
Yes,
mean,
he
you're
is.
you're,
Wow.
you're a
Some
savage pickleball player.
Yeah, it depends on how I'm feeling that day, but usually I can hang with some of the better players.
Tell me about the leagues and the levels and ranks, how they play there. What is the structure? How does it work?
So right now we're generating a lot of interest of people that have never played before.
Sure.
They're just learning from the ground up. They don't know
Yeah.
anything about how to hold a paddle, what to score, the rules, anything. They're just wanting to learn how to get out there and
Susans.
get the Susans exactly.
Right.
Get involved with it. It's a good exercise. It's a
a
great
lot of fun.
social
Yeah,
environment.
but what is on the pro level? What are they? I mean, they're like an NBA. Then there's my high school, college.
So there's professional levels. There's two leagues. There's
Okay.
the PPA, which stands for Professional Pickleball Association, and there's an APP, which is Associations of Professional Pickleball.
Okay.
And they're both basically independent of each other. There's also a third one. It's called the MLP, which is a Major League Pickleball. So these are all different leagues that are formulated out there for professional level players, and they're starting to get very, very popular. They're starting to get a lot of sponsorship from big companies.
I saw Andre Agassi and John McEnroe play against each other
Yes.
not more than a
Yes.
month ago, right?
Yes.
This is
I
big
watched
money now.
that last
This
night.
Is
Did you see
huge.
it? You
did.
saw
I watched
it?
it on YouTube last
It was
night.
Andre Agassi.
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
recognized either one of them.
Yeah.
Steffi
I
Graf
knew they
jumps
were.
in there too.
Yes.
and plays
Yeah,
with
that's
him.
fun.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? I was
fun.
like, this is super cool, you know, and because I
Yeah.
mean, you know, if you missed it and weren't in your genre to watch
Yeah.
McEnroe get crazy, well, window's open, you know. Here he is. He's playing some pickleball.
5 years ago, you wouldn't have better be able to, win $100 in some of these tournaments. Now they're winning hundreds of thousands of dollars for
Dang.
being good at what they do. And the youngest player in tour started at 12 years old as a professional. And now
That's
she's-
crazy.
Now she's 17 and she's just dominating the world.
Just
and,
turned 17. She's
Yeah.
the number one player in the world.
And what's her name?
Annalie Waters.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Where
the
is
youngest,
She from? Is she American?
she's from Florida.
in Florida.
Yeah. She started at
exciting.
12 years old. She didn't know anything about pickleball. Her grandfather got her into tennis at a young age, and she was introduced to pickleball and didn't really even think about wanting to be interested in it. And her grandfather just taught her how to play, and now she's dominates the world
Now
of pickleball.
Carvana gave her a car for her 16th birthday. She's made it. She's really doing well.
Playing pickleball.
Yeah.
Playing
I mean,
pickleball.
and that's crazy. And you have a lot of ties with the MISD and working with the school district. I think some crossover employees and some.
We're starting to, yes.
Yes, and I think this would be a great school sport. You know,
Absolutely. I
what
can't
an all
wait.
play. You know, I mean I think it brings a
Well-
lot of that to the table as far as the sport goes.
And well, also it's the first major sport that the women and men are paid equally. So teams are 4 to 6 people, but usually it's two men and 2 women, and the professional level, and they play together and win money together as a team.
Yeah, it's kind of like dodgeball. Remember dodgeball? We can play with mixed teams. There are boys and girls on each side of the net. And
That
it
was dangerous.
But there's just
pickleball. I
there's
don't know if
just
we're
not
ready
a
for
lot
that.
of there's just not a lot of sports like you were saying that I think the current understanding of this dynamic is in play, right? And I think this makes a good universal play where all are welcome and all can play. And I've seen all ages playing as well, from
Mixed.
really young to much older fellas than myself, and I'm like, man, look at that guy go, and he's competitive as far as the game itself. Like we would be playing chess together, or we were playing checkers. He's not just a player; he's a competitive player, and he's doesn't require as much movement. The court's a little smaller,
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
less running, less.
It's half the size of a tennis court.
Yeah.
half the size
And,
of a tennis court.
and older folks play with younger players.
I saw
mean,
that,
there's-
and I see it everywhere like
Yeah.
that. That's just, I think, a nice welcome mat that
Yeah.
says this is a good universal bit. And those are hard to find.
Yeah.
Those are really hard to find. And so, tell me about you guys. Where do you come from, and how long have you been in the Montgomery area? And
Well, I've been in the Bentwater area for going on 8 years.
Okay.
I moved from the Woodlands, and I met this lovely lady who lived in the Woodlands, and we met in a very unusual way. It wasn't really
pickleball tournament.
No, actually, it was a little bit
No, a little sadder than that.
sadder than that. We
Aw.
both
We
lost our spouses.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
we ended up going to Grief Share, trying to get some help with getting through a tough time.
Sure.
And we met at church, meeting through our
There you
our
go. That's
counseling.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
it was a God thing.
Yeah, that's great.
Just throw this wonderful human being, wonderful
Such a good,
person
strong,
right in
positive
front of-
story from.
So, yeah, and goes with that is pickleball, because once he needed some more friends and everything, he got into pickleball, and I'm like, well, okay, well, he's meeting all of these new people, and
Nice.
guess what? Most of them are Christian. Most of them are very nice. I mean, we have just met fabulous and made wonderful lifetime friends in the pickleball community.
That's so cool.
So
That's so
if you want to
cool.
meet a bunch of really nice people, really family friendly environment, go play pickleball. It's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
and I'll tell you on that note, we were approached by some clients. We do marketing, Golikano, the company that I work with, and they were telling us about, you need to get more pickleball oriented. I said, well, what for? And he's, well, that's the kind of folks we want to visit with. That's our kind of clientele.
Yeah.
And then I stopped by. Well, there's a new pickleball place down the street. I think it's the only one in our area, in fact. And I went over there and. Exactly as you're describing, and they were right. They were totally right. It's a good genre of people, and I think it's because it brings that all play to the table, and I think all are welcome. And I always feel like, oh, my right knee's worse than my left, and then the time goes by, and I feel like, wait, that's the left knee. I'm like, oh wow, maybe both aren't that great. Well, my athletic career doesn't seem like it's got in my mind doesn't seem like it has that long of a lifespan. You know what I mean? And I see these older gentlemen getting out there and getting after it, and in such good spirits, and it, man, I like the idea. I love the concept. And how long have you been playing?
So I'm going on 5 years, and
Yeah.
I started basically as just like everybody else as a newbie. I didn't know anything about it. I was brought in literally by a small little ad that was on next door, and I just, like I told her, I was pretty bored, didn't know what to do, and decided to answer this little invitation to come play.
Oh,
And
was that Gary?
and so I showed up at the courts. I showed up at the courts at our local neighborhood, and this 80-year-old gentleman just welcomes me and says, "Hey, you're here to learn how to play pickleball?" I says, "Yeah." I said, "Well, come on over. I'm gonna give you a paddle, give you a ball, and teach you all the rules."
Guy's 80 years old, right? That just says enough right there. I mean, it's in there.
It.
Yeah.
And that's all it took. He gave me about an hour's worth of his time to teach me a little bit about the game, and here I am 5 years later, I have my own facility.
And he watches.
So awesome.
And he watches it all the time.
How fun is that?
Not just plays it, watches it. It's on YouTube. It's on everything. There's a pickleball channel now, so you can watch everything.
So, now when you're down there, working every day, and I know it's still kind of green, as far as how long the doors have been open, and maybe not your experience with pickleball, but the facility itself. But have you developed like team pickleball hideout?
We're getting there.
You know what I'm talking about? Like Team Hideout. You got a name? You got an action name for Team Pickleball Hideout?
Our own group is becoming the Team Pickleball Hideout. We have some very
That's
good
Team
partners.
That's the name. That's the name you go across the country
Yeah.
with as you tour pickleball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime I play in any tournament that I have a partner, I always say, "You're playing for Pickleball Hideout. Your team."
There you go.
Pickleball
Yeah.
Hideout."
Okay.
And gives them a shirt. Here you go. We're wearing matching shirts.
Represent.
So-
We gotta represent.
I feel that coming.
That'd be a billboard.
And
That's great.
I think you'd probably be able to muster a pretty good team to, you know, where you're at. There's some real athletic young people and seniors and everything in between out here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, our
there are.
tennis courts have been all been starting to be converted into
Converted,
pickleball
yes,
courts.
a lot of the neighborhoods are doing
Yeah,
that.
it's becoming a little bit of a fight between tennis players and pickleball players. They just whoever gets to the courts first gets to control the courts. So it's like get up early and put your stuff up there.
Is the width the same?
No, the width is half. It's 20 feet wide by 44 foot long. So it's very much half of a tennis court.
Okay, so but if me and Susan want to go play one day, and we're just like, hey, let's go run out there and do that thing we were talking with those folks, and let's go play, right? And she's like, yeah, let's go. So we go out to a tennis court, right? How would we know where the lines would be? I mean, we'd have to measure it out. Is there like an easy way they do it?
A lot of tennis courts already have had their lines painted for pickleball, and a lot of times you have to bring your own net, and it's just a little bit of a setup.
There's no easy
setup
way.
time.
There's no
Yeah.
shortcut there.
That's why
Okay.
you come to
Yeah.
our place. It's already
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And I was
Already
just curious, is there
there.
some
Yeah.
makeshift quick boom, damn, let's play, boom.
Not that quick.
No,
but-
not
Yeah.
that quick.
And then also the tennis nets are a little bit higher than the pickleball nets, so there's a difference. Usually,
okay.
Yeah, usually the pickleball players will go over there and they'll strap them and pull them down, and makes the tennis people mad. So
Do you see anything like pickleball? I mean, at like the YMCA or community centers and things like that. Have you seen any play there?
Yes, they turn their
starting to.
basketball courts into courts and the pickleball courts, and they have a lot of lines because they have the basketball lines, you got the volleyball lines,
Right,
you got the
okay.
pickleball lines, and it's just like you're looking at all these lines, and they're all different colored schemes, but it's just having to look at all the lines makes it very confusing.
And they're usually, the pickleball's like the last one on the list, so they use the light or the weird color that doesn't really stand out like the other ones do. So you're constantly looking at it going, is that my line? Wait.
Is that my
Trying to see if your shot is in or not.
Yeah.
So tell us about the memberships. If you want to go join.
Well,
What do you do?
we invite people to come. Even if you don't want to be a member, you can come in as a guest or a non-member and play. So the structure is that, your different level memberships are going to cost a little bit more, but give you a lot more free open play time and discount prices on the rentals of the courts. So that's how we're working it. We have the annual one is just $99 for the year.
I saw that. Is
Wait,
that
that's
is
great.
that an
That gives you-
individual?
That's individual.
So do you have family if your family wants to join?
Yeah, we're supposed to do that in our next partners meeting this coming week. So,
So
yes,
do you see a lot of families come?
we
and
have a
play
few.
together?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's more the older couple that have the college age kids, because all the college campuses are picking this up now. So they'll come back from college and drag mom and dad to co-play. So then we see families of 4 or 5 like that come in, and we've seen a few times that we've had 3 generations come in, grandparents, parents, and
Oh,
your
that's
teens.
cool.
I think that's so much.
So
That's
There's
super
It
not a
cool.
lot of
is
Yeah.
things you
fun.
can
It is
do
fun.
with
Yeah.
3
I
generations.
can't think of
Teenagers are
anything.
getting into it a lot too. I mean, teenagers are becoming very involved with. It's becoming a cool game now to play for them, and rather than hanging out just at the park, they come out and play, and they'll literally just stay there for hours. If you go to a public park, they'll jump in one court, and there'll be like 10 of them, and they'll just take turns playing, and
Yeah.
it's very, very popular for teenagers.
So we're going to have to get the summer pass going, figure out how we're going to structure a
And that's how
summer
we'd
pass.
play basketball back when I was younger. We would always just rotate court, and somebody would always relieve you. By the time you were ready to go, somebody had already been sitting there for 30 minutes, waiting for you to finish up. Somebody's going to tire out any minute now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be right here.
That's right.
Whenever.
I have a very important question.
Yeah.
Why is it called pickleball?
Yeah.
So there's several stories, and I don't remember which one is true, but there was a lot of myth that the family that created the sport had a dog named Pickle, And when they started playing this game that one of the fathers invented for their kids to keep them entertained while they're on vacation, the dog liked to chase the ball. So they call it pickleball because he chased the ball. The other myth is that I believe one of the spouses or one of the relatives had a rowing team, and they were called Pickle. And
That was the name of the team?
That was the name of the team, and so that's how it kind of.
So we're not sure which one is correct, but there's.
I need to really research it a little bit more detail because I like the one about the dog.
Yeah, I've heard them both, and I don't know which one is correct, but we don't
We're
care
going to probably
anymore.
do some research on the
We may have to
row
find the true-
pickleball. We'll get the interns
true
on that in the
origin.
morning.
Yeah. Sorry, we didn't know. That's a great question, but I think
Yeah,
it's
just-
still
I
out. Still
didn't- I
not
haven't-
sure.
So you guys are, if I want to get a membership, I can call 936-213-0077, or I can just come out to Freeport Road in Montgomery,
Yes.
Texas, and come and
Yes.
visit you guys. What are the hours of operation, and when's a good time to pop in?
Well, we're open from 5 a.m. till 9.
Well, what was that
p.m.
first number you
What?
said?
5. Okay, so let me back up on
Oh, we
this.
fishing. We
No,
fish
no,
first
no.
for 2 hours.
Yeah. No, we didn't know what hours to put because basically our initial concept was this going to be an Airbnb of pickleball.
Okay.
We have a lock on the front door, and we were going to try to not have a manned or staffed facility. So all you have to do is download the Court Reserve app, sign our waivers, put in your credit card and your name, and you're good to go. So you just pick a time, a date, whatever event you want to do,
Okay.
you pay for it, and it sends you the code to unlock the front door.
Okay.
So that's how we work. So we don't necessarily have to be there every day, but we're finding out that with 6 courts, it gets kind of crazy, and sometimes we need to be there, aside from teaching lessons, we need to be there to kind of, shuffle the traffic around, right?
Sure.
So in doing that with the 24/7 concept, we were like, well, maybe we should be open 24/7. And then in our partner meeting, I was like, no, nothing good happens at 2 a.m. in any facility anywhere. And, so we said, we'll just try morning to night. So right now it's 5, but no one has been in there at 5. We have people at 6
Okay.
and 7, but it is available.
The early
if
birds
you
that want to
wanna
go.
be that
that's
early
nice.
bird.
Yeah, the early birds that
Okay.
want to go
Before work or whatever.
play
Go
before
for
they
it.
go work.
Go
They've
do
been
your
there,
workout and yeah.
Makes sense. I guess the gym's
Yeah.
open at that time.
Doesn't matter.
Until what?
Pickleballhideout.com.
Five
Until
until.
11 o'clock at night. Okay. But again, nobody's
Pickleballhideout.com, right?
After 9.
Not that
People-
late.
Yeah.
And so can you get that? Is there an app, or are you just going to the
Yes.
website and use an app? Okay.
Yeah, the app's it's on our website. You scroll down to the bottom of the homepage. There's
You download an app?
You download an app. It's called
You guys made an
Court
app?
Reserve. No.
You know
it's
a
already
guy?
out there. Yeah, no, not
We know a
us.
company.
We know the company that
Okay,
makes the
they
best
know a
app.
guy
yeah.
makes apps and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
super cool. Yeah.
So yeah, Court Reserve is a national company that does.
Well, there it is. Got a little check mark
yeah.
there.
Some of the neighborhoods around here already use it, like Bentwater already uses it
Okay.
for their court managing system. They have, they're all over the country, and I think they even have some international clubs that they do for tennis.
Very
and,
nice.
And all, so
Big
and
part of
it's a
that
great
group.
company. They seem to have wonderful customer service so far. So you just, everything goes through the app, and it's very easy.
Well, tell me about some of the events and happenings so we can, I guess, kind of get a good grip and kind of wrap up. I wanted to get an idea of, I've seen glow-in-the-dark stuff. I know
Yes.
there's events, and I know
It's
they're kind
fun.
of growing, and so are you guys. and you'll come up with some other great ideas and introduce those to the public as time goes by, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
But what's out there on the slate now?
Well, right now our main focus when we opened was the intro to pickleball, because we know that there are,
yeah,
people
sure.
play in the big neighborhoods around here, but there's a lot of people who don't have access and just want to know, how do I play? So we have the intro to pickleball classes. We call it Pickleball 101. And then we have the glow parties, which you mentioned, which are a lot of fun. We do those every other Friday night. The next one is March 15th because it's the middle of spring break. So it's,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. So,
So
we have
what
people-
happens at that?
We have people that
party?
don't even know how to play pickleball, and all the way to people who play all the time. But basically, we have the nets glow, the lines. We put glow in the dark paint on the lines, and then we have black lights. And We dress up. Everybody can wear whatever you
Nice.
have that
That
glows in the
sounds fun.
dark, and
That does sound
we have body
fun.
paint, so you can put the body war
The
paint on
balls
your
glow
face.
really bright.
The balls glow, and we have glow tape.
It's a
for
party
your
atmosphere. It's
paddles.
basically like a
Yeah.
club, and
We
you're
have the
playing
music.
pickleball. We have the music. We
And
do a
then we
lot
have
of events.
games
Yeah.
in between it. You know,
Nice.
pay for a few minutes and play games and have
That's so
some
fun.
snacks. So it's fun. It's
So
just a
we
fun night.
Every other Friday.
Every other Friday.
We include the drinks and snacks, and so people come out, and we have so many repeats. People like it, and they just come back again and bring friends the next time.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they just want to stay there longer, and say, okay, it's a 2-hour event, but they just say, oh, we'll be back the next time and do it again. So it's a lot of fun. It's been very well received. Everyone that we've done have sold out within hours after we posted. So
Oh, that's great.
if anybody wants to do something unique, it's good for all ages, families, couples. It would be one really good experience.
And then, yeah,
We have an upcoming tournament. It's called the Shamrock Showdown. It's for St. Patrick's Day.
yeah, it's on the
It's on
16th.
the
It's
16th.
on the Saturday.
Yeah, this is a tournament for primarily beginners and players that are
Intermediate.
just starting into the game, and they want to have a little bit of a taste of a tournament, and they're not quite sure if they're ready for it, but it's more of a laid-back kind of environment. It's going to be a lot of fun. They can be a 3-0 to a 3-5, which means they're
It's a different
beginner to intermediate level.
level. Different levels of
Yeah.
pickleball.
So that's going to be coming up. It's on Pickleball brackets, so they can go on that website and they can sign up on that one. They can also see it on our website. They can actually go. They'll see a flyer, and they can click on the flyer, and it'll take them into the link for Pickleball brackets. And that one's going to be probably, I think, limited to about, I believe, it's 8 to 10 teams per division. So they need to sign up pretty quickly. Then we have a St. Patty's Day on the 17th, the actual St. Patty's Day on March 17th, from 4 to 8 o'clock. We're going to have basically an open play for everybody to just come out and have 4 hours of just literally
much pickleball as
play,
you want.
play as much as you want.
So
And that one's going to be, I believe, what's going to be based on the membership. It's going to be priced based on their membership.
yeah.
So go ahead.
And then, other than that, we're just looking for an excuse to have a party.
Yeah.
That's really what we are. So
You got a
we-
great place to do it.
Yeah,
You
we
really
have
do.
we have he came up with the other day, we're calling it Laugh and Pickle. We're going to have a comedian come out.
And just
So,
stand up.
Really?
And do stand-up comedy for about 45 minutes, and then we're going to play pickleball afterwards. So,
There you go. Have fun with it.
yeah,
And-
why
and
not?
I think you got such a huge place. It's got great acoustics. I'd consider maybe some music. Well, you don't even. What do you got to put it on 2, and the place sounds like it's thumping the whole time?
We have
Yeah.
some really 2 big boom boxes, and they
Does it-
sound really good.
He's-
Does it
That's-
have that
that's his
acoustics?
age
I would
box,
think
yeah.
it'd just
Yeah.
scream in there. You
Yeah.
know,
You can. We don't turn it up that high, but
It wouldn't take much. That place
no,
has got
it's nice.
that nice
it's
reverb.
nice. It's quiet in there.
So, every other Friday, March 15th, and this coming March 15th for the Glow in the Dark night, is it already sold out?
I hadn't looked.
Not yet. We haven't.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't
Good.
think so.
Okay.
I don't think
So
so.
we'll
We
send
just
them
pick
your
up the other
way,
day.
and they can call and to either schedule that one or the one after or
Yeah.
whatever. 936-213-0077. You also I had something else I wanted to ask about. Oh yeah. I think it's the first, right? Yeah, March 2nd is Texas Independence Day. So do y'all have any Independence Day gaming going on? Be sure to put some Texas flags out. That would help.
Well, we already have the Texas flag up.
You do.
Of course. Well, of course.
So this is
I'm a native Texas. I'm 9th generation native Texas.
Oh,
really wow. That was
okay.
Mexico at the time.
Yeah. So what? Tejas.
Yeah. I'm 6th generation. My son's is 7th, and I'm thinking it was Mexico. 6 out, and that's depending on the age, I
Depends
guess.
on where you are, but yeah.
Yeah,
where
and
you
the
were.
age of your how long your parents live and stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but that genealogy, you you can get a lot more Texan by celebrating Texas and celebrating what you do here and keeping that flag out front, enjoying the Independence Day this weekend.
Yeah.
And, you're in a great spot. You're in a great spot for Texans to come enjoy locals. There isn't another pickleball place that's open to the public like that all the way out to, I think there's one in the Woodlands, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
You
so
have to go 40 minutes away. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and that's really slim pickings as far as, having some fun. And if you haven't tried pickleball, it'd be really cool to go out and check it out. It's open to the public, he said. What's it
Yes.
cost for one day to come out and just mess around and learn in a few hours or whatever? I don't even know. How do you
Yeah,
serve it?
the Pickleball 101 class is $10 a person
$10
for an
right?
hour of get you totally started. So, yep.
Well, tell me something here on Lone Star Community Radio on the Texas Ticket Show, and go out and visit our friends. Visit Pickleball Hideout right there on Freeport Road. You've got the number. We'll put the stuff down in the details. Folks, we'll see you here in just a moment, and we'll be right back with more of the Texas Ticket Show.
Lone Star Radio on my mind. So won't you kick your feet up if you have a minute?
Texas Ticket is sponsored by True Texas Solar, Montgomery County's trusted provider of turnkey solar solutions for your home. True Texas Solar provides renewable clean energy services to residential homeowners seeking energy independence to reduce or eliminate electrical utility grid costs while utilizing government and manufacturing incentives for renewable energy savings. True Texas Solar can be reached by phone at 936-286-8325 or visit them online at www.truetexassolar.com.
I'm tuned into 104.5. Lone Star Radio on my mind. So won't you kick your feet up if you have a minute? Turn
Welcome
your
back. This is
radio
Armando
down
again,
to
and I'm
the
Susie Johnson.
Susan.
Susan.
You can call me Susie. That's all right.
You
we have
can
another
call me
Susie
Susan.
here.
You can call
We're gonna
me Susie.
That's right. Just call me. Yes, it's going to be confusing because we have a
Really?
Susie.
Broker. City
Yes.
Council candidate.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
And yeah, there's a lot of Susies, and Stacy just laughed.
Yes.
And that kind of.
So it's. I'm so happy to be here. This is just wonderful.
So glad you're here, and it's nice to put that touch to things, especially when we bring a guest like we have now to share with us, Miss Susie Pekorski, to share with us about the 2024 Bach, Beethoven, and Barbecue. We brought her in just specifically to help us make sure we had that touch, and we were in the details here. And classical's a little bit out of my orientation, I'll have to say. But I know this is even more so youth music, right? Which is taking classical music with youth finalist. Tell us a little bit about what that.
When we say young Texas artists, but they are 18 to 30 years old,
Okay.
typically, except for the voice division, which is 20 to 32 years old.
Okay, and they've already competed, and these are our finalists.
They have applied to compete, and we
Okay.
accepted. We had 96, which is a record.
Oh,
Record number of
wonderful.
applicants for us. 96 applicants, and of those, we accepted some 75 of them.
Oh wow!
For 4 divisions. And so the preliminary competitions will begin Thursday, March 7th with the strings division. And we have 4 divisions. We have strings, voice, piano, and winds, brass, percussion, harp, and guitar, all in a sort of an orchestral instruments division. So 4 divisions. Each division chooses 2 finalists, and those 2 finalists from each division will compete Saturday night, March 9th, in the big event.
And that's the event we're here to talk about, March 9th.
Yeah.
Right. And but there's more than just going to the Creighton Theater and watching. There's a whole bunch of things that happen. Tell us about
There's
all
a
the
whole
things.
bunch of things that happen.
Tell us. What other
it's,
things?
This is our big event for the year.
Okay.
This is what we're most known for at Young Texas Artists, is our music competition, which is actually, it's a big 3-day event, culminating in the finalists concert and awards on Saturday night, March 9th, which is at 7:30 at the Crichton Theater. Each finalist, 8 finalists will be awarded gold and silver medals in each division. We'll have a grand prize overall, which is the Young Texas Artist of the state of Texas, because we're an official music competition of the state of Texas.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and
That prize purse is very nice. I mean, I know it's not probably the best talk about how much do you make, you know what I mean? But it's like $5,000. $5,000.
we give a total of $40,000.
Yeah, and this is
divided
done
among-
by sponsors and donors of youth music here in
Yeah.
Texas and of your group.
It is.
And
it
grants from the city here, from what I understand as well. And just, I think it's a wonderful thing. I know I've spoken to some folks that came last year. This is your 39th year.
It is.
That's fantastic.
Not my 39th year to do it.
No, yes,
but it
the
is
program.
the 39th year of the Young Texas Artists.
Yeah,
competition.
and you know, I thought, oh, classical, it's probably not for me. But everyone I know that has gone last year and the years before have said nothing but just, wow, it was really cool. It was an interesting program, and it had a lot of depth. It was fun. There was more to it than you would think. And so I'm looking forward to coming out. You have a barbecue. It's in the street there in front of Crichton.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
This is our annual gala, Bach, Beethoven, and Barbecue.
Okay.
We block off Main Street, and it's a classic Texas party, literally classical Texas party. Starts at 5 o'clock that afternoon with, we have a great band, Texas Swing Band. Bill Moak and his Highway 105 boys are playing. So we have a big street dance. We put up a giant big pavilion tent. We dance, we drink a little beer, we have a lot of barbecue, and we have a fundraising auction. It's a lot of fun. Many of our people say it's the best party of the year, so we think so
They're
too.
dancing in there, right?
They're dancing, yeah.
Is that Junior Moak's brother? Corbin Moak?
Bill Moak.
Is he related to
Probably
Junior or
they're
Corbin?
all. He's from
Dobbin?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. And because Junior does barbecue out there.
Okay.
Who's doing your barbecue? Is it Bill?
It's the Texan Catering out of Willis.
Okay, different group then.
And they're famous for the wonderful brisket, and they've got a baked potato casserole that people demand that we have every
boy.
year. You know,
Sounds wonderful.
so
Well, you're
So
doing
people
some,
dress
right?
up. They're wearing their boots and their fancy Western clothes.
the invitation says jeans to jewels, so you will see
Okay.
everything.
From one end to the other. Wonderful.
Sometimes people wear their Go Texan things, or
Uh-huh.
they dress up a little bit, or just come in your boots and jeans, and we don't care. But
That's fantastic. Now,
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
are you getting wowed when you go to these things about how the young people are doing so well and some of the young adults are doing so
am I getting what? Wild?
blown away? Wow.
Oh,
Do you
sure.
know? I mean,
And in fact, you mentioned people have comments about how wonderful it is.
Yeah.
Every year, and it never fails, every year people come up to me and say, I can't believe something of this quality is in Conroe, Texas. And I'll just say, well, then you've missed the point about Conroe. Conroe's an arts town.
Yeah.
We're an arts and history town. That's what our soul is. This Young Texas Artist was an outgrowth of the Montgomery County Performing Arts Society,
Okay.
which started years ago with the renovation of the Crichton Theater, and was a gift to the people of Montgomery County. The emphasis has always been on quality and finding the best young artists of the state of Texas
fantastic.
and giving them a stage to perform. These young artists, musicians, are on they're college age.
Okay.
And they're on the cusp of a professional career. And we get, well, they have to have a Texas connection. They have to either be a legal resident of Texas, or they have to be studying at a Texas college or university. And that gives us our international component. Last year we had 15 different countries represented people coming from South America, Asia, Europe, all over, and they come to Texas schools
Yeah.
to study music.
And that
And
qualifies
so
them
that
to-
qualifies
yeah.
them as the Texas connection. So we have a wide international component.
Fantastic.
But basically, this Texas music schools send us their best, brightest musicians. So they're
great.
virtually all of them professional career bound. Many of them are working on their masters and doctorates. We boast a number of rather famous people that have come through our program. We have 3 Grammy winners, 3 Grammy nominees and 1 Grammy winner that have come through Young Texas Artists. So the quality is quite high. Every year, people just come up to me and are blown away. And it's not one of those stuffy, highbrow classical music events. Like, you don't have to really dress up, and you don't have to listen to the whole concerto or the whole opera or anything. These are short performances of brilliance, and they're because you see 8 different performances, 8 finalists will compete, and so they only have, I think 12 minutes is the maximum. So,
wow.
so you don't get bored, and there's a lot of variety. We have singers, we have pianists, string players, and the orchestral instrument division. We never know what's going to happen in that division. Last year we've had marimbas. We've had
Marimbas?
oh yeah,
Wow.
and we had a euphonium player one year that just blew everyone away.
That's that thing you blow and play?
Yeah, it's like a
Oh, okay.
small tuba. So the performances are all
I
brilliant
can't
little jewels. And
So 936-441 show, right? And
Yeah.
CrichtonTheater.org. You can go and visit that.
yeah, you can go to the Crichton Theater website and buy the tickets to the concert only,
YoungTexasArtists.org. is
or
also
youngtexasartists.org.
Artists.org. So you're gonna same day have a barbecue, a little dancing, and then you're gonna go into the Crichton Theater. If
we
I'm
have our
walking
high
along,
culture with our Mozart and our Bach and Beethoven, and then we come back out and Texas party some more.
there you go. The after party they're
after
calling
party.
it. So there is an after party.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody.
And
So that's
sometimes, some of the musicians, when they come out, we toast them with a little champagne, and occasionally, they end up playing with the band. It's
Oh, it's so cool.
quite.
Oh.
It's really
That's-
fun when that happens.
and the action starts around 5 p.m. Is that when the
5
barbecue
p.m.
starts?
Saturday, but it's by reservation only.
Okay, so you gotta make a
So you can't
reservation.
just show up for the barbecue. You have to have a reservation, and I would say by the middle of next week, at the latest, because we expect to sell out. We've sold out every year for the past 8 years.
Okay.
So,
Unless you're with the media.
well, but you've got to know me.
So I tried to
get
keep a
in,
straight
so.
face. I couldn't do it. Unless you're with the media, correct? You know, I work with a lot
Yeah,
of
but
nonprofits.
even then, Armando, you still have to have a reservation. So
That didn't
Talk
work,
to me.
Armando. Good try.
Doctors
That
Without
did not work.
Diplomas, you know, we're supporting
No.
that group. Yeah, that's between two ferns we were talking about earlier.
Oh, goodness.
He's like, I support a lot of nonprofits. He's like, what nonprofit do you support? Doctors Without Diplomas. I was like,
ooh,
oh wow, okay,
no.
that's a fun group. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. We're watching too much of that, but I like the whole idea. I love the concept. I you know, we were looking at a couple of different of these front women that have been playing in country Texas music and Americana country music or just Americana music, and they always have the backing full band versus the individual artist, and where they're just with a guitar and maybe a drummer, but then there's the full band. And I'm like, okay, so tell me about this full band. What does it include? And every now and then you'll see a mandolin or a cello or a pianist or you know,
Some brass.
you know, you're not a country band unless there's a fiddle in the band, you know, and then it starts expanding. There's your strings, and then we see some brass come in, and it brings a real nice feel, like up at the Conroe Crossroads Festival that's coming up. There's the Mighty Orc who's playing, and if you haven't heard this guy, he is fabulous. And his skills with the guitar are just phenomenal, and he switches different types of stringed instruments throughout his performance, and just watching that depth of play and that depth of music, and seeing like maybe Pete and Howie's band bring out a mandolin at a private whiskey bar event, and it's like, well, he's never here. Who's that guy? You know, and it's just a guy who's just versatile in this way with different instruments. And we were talking to Miss Conroe, 2011, I think it was, and she started with opera, and now she sings jazz. And but Conroe opera. And she was in that circuit and just transitions over to jazz. Like when you were talking about the Grammys and things like Grammy Award winner nominees, do you think they're still classical in that regard? I mean, do you see them in those posture as a different type of musician?
The Grammy Awards has a classical music category.
Sure.
They don't usually celebrate them as, on TV as much as they do the pop culture.
Yeah.
But
There's still award
one of our sopranos one year went on to. Well, the reason she won the Grammy is that she was the soprano on a recording. It was an opera at the Santa Fe Opera, and it was a recording.
Okay.
And it won the Grammy.
Oh, wow.
So.
Yeah, and it's just weird how they blossom, how they grow, how they transition, where they go from here when they're so young and so talented. It's like Armed and Dangerous, they're...
We have so many wonderful success stories. That's one of the parts that I love the best. When they come through Young Texas Artists, they're already great. I mean, they're really good. Mm-hmm. But they haven't quite launched a career typically. And, one of my favorite stories is one day I came home and there was my copy of Opera News magazine. And I screamed to my husband, I said, Jim, Joshua Hopkins is on the cover of Opera News. And he was the baritone that won the voice division 4 or 5 years earlier than that. And he was singing at the Metropolitan Opera in New York. And interestingly enough, the way the Met Scout found him was that one of our judges that year was Richard Gaddis, who was the director of the Santa Fe Opera, heard him sing at our competition and contacted him after the competition, invited him out to the Santa Fe Opera, and he sang there, and that's where the Met Scout heard him and invited him to New York. So we love those kind of success stories, and we have quite a few of them. One of the local ones that you might remember is a kid named Michael Mays from Cut and Shoot, Texas. Came through and was our voice division winner back in 2004, I believe it was. Well, Michael has gone on to sing with the Metropolitan Opera, the Lyric Opera of Chicago, a number of opera companies, and 2 seasons ago he got rave reviews as the lead in Rigoletto with Houston Grand Opera. And he's a local boy.
There it is, straight out of Cut and Shoot.
And so we're real proud of him, and we have a number of success stories that we like to tell.
That's great. I guess, so we will see you March 9th in front of the Crichton Theater and in the Crichton Theater, all around the Crichton Theater. And you have to get your reservations in advance, just to make sure we say that one more time for everybody. And you can call 936-441-SHOW, S-H-O-W, and or go to crichtontheater.org.
Yeah. That's the Crichton box office.
Okay. Yeah. And then they just buy your tickets for the whole thing there? Can I get the barbecue tickets there?
You could. If you want more information on Young Texas Artists, you can call me at 936-756-7017.
Oh, there it is.
But the Crichton has, they have the ticket information. And
fantastic.
Or go to our website, youngtexasartists.org.
Okay. Well, we'll get all that set up and put some links down below. And we'll, as we celebrate Texas Independence Day, we'll, toss this over because it's this Saturday to tomorrow, and so we'll have another maybe week to get our reservation in and to share and get out there and fill up the ruts left there. What is capacity crowd there for the barbecue and everything? When do we fill the tent? When do you tell us that's enough? How many can get in the Crichton Theater?
Well, the Crichton Theater holds, I think 520.
Something like that. I think it's
that.
just under 550. I think that's right.
So that'll probably be
right
somewhere
there.
around where your threshold is.
Yeah.
Close to that. Well,
So-
hopefully we'll fill that.
And you mentioned auction items. Do you need donations for auction items for the gala?
We're set with auction
You are.
items.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I personally am going to jump on my phone and make reservations for my husband. I said, because we missed it last year. So I'm not going to miss
Yeah.
it this year.
They're telling me it's great, and without
Yes.
the puff, I got no
Yes.
nothing in the game there. I mean, really, everybody is telling me that they had such a great time last year, genuinely. And I was always good to hear these reviews. I'm like, it's Bach. I'm not into classical, and it's not like that. It's not like that. It's the finalist. It's youth. This, that, and the other. And there was so much more to it that even the guys my age and younger are telling me you need to go. It's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Great.
I'll
Well,
get out
thank
there
you.
as
Yeah,
well.
Exciting.
We get good reviews every year.
Definitely. And so, Susie, Miss Pekorsky, thank you for coming and making time to visit with us. We're going to scream it from the mountain, and we'll see how many folks we can get out there to join you and celebrate these young artists and the things that they're doing and where their careers will go. We'll
Great.
chat about
Thank
that
you,
in the barbecue.
Armando. It's my pleasure. And Susan,
Thank
you.
you.
Really enjoyed.
We'll be back for the
Being
Punch Your
invited.
Texas Ticket segment of the show right after this, guys.
Turn your radio dial to the Texas Ticket. Giving you the news and what's really in it. Come on, boys, let's get it.
Texas Ticket is sponsored by True Texas Solar, Montgomery County's trusted provider of turnkey solar solutions for your home. True Texas Solar provides renewable clean energy services to residential homeowners seeking energy independence to reduce or eliminate electrical utility grid costs while utilizing government and manufacturing incentives for renewable energy savings. True Texas Solar can be reached by phone at 936-286-8325 or visit them online at www.truetexassolar.com.
Tune into 104.5. Lone Star Radio on my mind.
Welcome back to the Texas Ticket. This is Armando and Susan Johnson. Did I say it right? Susan
you
Johnson?
did. You
Okay,
did.
yeah. This is the Punch Your Texas Ticket segment of the show. So we like to focus on events that are, they're Texas-based events and local to the Texas area. And we just had the 2024 Bach, Beethoven, and barbecue. Is that what it was? Yeah, Bach,
Yes.
Beethoven, and barbecue event. I don't know how we get.
So excited about that.
That's super
It's going
Texan.
to be fun.
Yeah, and
super fun.
here we are on the verge of Texas Independence Day, and this is the Texas Independence Day episode. I mean, this is the Texas Independence Day weekend. You got any big Texas Independence Day plans?
I will be in Austin celebrating my mom and dad's 90th birthdays on Saturday. Yes, both of them
Wonder if
just
they
turned
got something
90.
going on down there.
Oh, I know.
congrats,
We'll
yeah.
try to stay out of the traffic, though. We'll be on the
It
north
gotta
side
be
of
right.
Austin.
It's the capital. You would just
Right.
assume there's some
I'm
happenings.
sure there's some cool stuff going on.
Yeah, take a lot of pictures.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of photos. So what I'm going to do is just go through some of these local events and happenings, slow me down, ask whatever questions. I don't have all the answers, but I do know there's some stuff happening. And our premier event is the biggest Texas Fest. And man, there are just so many. We could have a whole show, and I'm sure we will.
Their lineup, yeah.
On this massive lineup with so much. But what I did find out is, in addition to the axe throwing and all these other things that are happening, these side shows that outside of these amazing musicians, right? There's all the music, but it's also a food and festival kind of thing, right? So there's a whole array of different foods that are going to be there, and I've been doing my homework. I'm trying to get that down and make sure by the time, we get a little closer, I have the food lineup ready to share, and maybe we got them in here sampling and tasting as some bear food. I don't know. I mean, we're open-minded to that sort of thing, but there is a pig race thing. I saw squeakies, or if you go to the Biggest Texas Fest Facebook page,
There's a lot. They're doing a lot.
they're
of
racing
stuff.
hogs. They're full-size hogs.
all kinds of stuff.
It looks fabulous. Now, you can buy day tickets, you can buy weekend passes, whatever you want to do out there. That is May 10th, 11th, and 12th, and you go to bigstexasfest.com. Check that out. And that's our premier event. We'll be bringing that up and little details, bringing in the guests and some of the food and some of the vendors from the event itself throughout the time between now and then. So we'd like to be that source for those interviews. We just had several artists that are going to be playing there And we look forward, and we had some before. I think since December we've been bringing artists that are on that list into the station. But coming up also is the Hunger Crush event out there on Lake Conroe. He's the Hunger Crush group, also the MK Restaurants. They also own that crepe restaurant in the Woodlands, the Parisian down there,
Yes.
with the creperie, I think it's called, and the tree house in Magnolia, that tree with they get the turtles and stuff. Just really cool stuff, that I thought, what a unique touch. Everything has its own little flavor, and it just brings a lot to the table. And he's at the Hunger Crush Cafe at the Shoreline Center there, where Fajita Jacks and all that stuff is, Lakeside. They hold a Classics and Coffee event, and that is the first one. The Classic Car Meetup. There's no cost, there's no judging. It's just a bunch of gearheads hanging out, and but during that event, there's a percentage of each meals. These hunger boards, they call them, which is just a big like cootery board, but it's got breakfast
their
on
menu's
it.
great.
Yeah, and they're doing $3
really good.
discounts, and I think $2.50 per board goes to Montgomery County Food Bank. So it's a good day to go out, participate, meet some other
Be
folks. And
outside.
there's not much else going on at that hour. I mean, it starts at, what is it? Starts early. Go check that out. I don't know exactly what time it starts, but it's in the morning. You know what I mean? You're first up. The parking lot's empty other than the classics, across the thing. I looked. It's not on there.
It's not on there.
No. So check that out. I love that event. I love that location. I love the idea. We like to bring the boat out, on that day, because it's just adds to that if the weather's right.
You can drive right up and park your boat and get out.
Just right up,
enjoy yourself.
park, tie up,
Right.
go get a free cup of coffee, visit, talk with the restaurant owner, look at all the cool cars, visit with the gearheads, and get out of there. But it's a once a month event, and this is I think a third or fourth one that they've done, and they've just been getting bigger and better and cooler as it's been growing and going along over there. So I'd like to see it grow a little bit more. So and support the Montgomery County Food Bank along the way. That is the Coffee and Classics Car Meetup at Hunger Crush Cafe. Also, the Houston Jazz Orchestra at Do-Si Do, since we were on the note. The Houston Jazz Orchestra is going to be at Do-Si Do, the Big Barn, March 4th. That's Monday at 7:30. Doors open at 5:30. This event for kids under free. They don't need a ticket. You can just go and enjoy this entertainment, if you will. The kitchen's open, so it could be dinner and a show. It could be however you want to classify it, but Do-Si Do stage is not that big, so I'm really curious how they put them up there. This is an orchestra. I mean, I've seen 4- and 5-man bands. I'm wondering how they all get up there, because they've all got their...
Yeah, it's not a huge stage.
Yeah. So they may clear out some of the side, and there's other tiers. So I'd love to see how they set that up, and how everyone gets up there, and how their chairs are put out, how they move. They work the room, if you will. There is, I'm a bass fisherman. I love to bass. I used to be a catfish fisherman, but I love catfish, but I hate to touch them, but no, so I switched to bass.
They can get you if you're not careful.
Yeah, they're all
They will.
slimy
They'll
and
hurt
weird.
you.
And,
Well, yeah, those barbs.
it's like, so many years of that as a young man, I want to bass fish now, and I don't want to use actual bait. I want to use like plastic and jigs and rigs and things I made off the land to catch the fish. Feeding an animal just seems like it's the easy way to catch it because he's got to eat, so the real challenging way is not have any food with you when you do it. I came empty-handed, but I'm going to catch fish. So I'm going to use plastic and sticks and,
Sticks. Yeah,
So
fish
it's,
love sticks.
Well, yeah. Well, I was with these 2 Indian girls, right? And they got a cattail. You know what a cattail is?
I'm not sure
It's
if
a
I
little
do.
nerve tip on it. Looks like a corn dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they broke the cattail, and then they got all the cobwebs.
plant.
Yeah.
Yes,
And so they
okay,
broke that
okay.
thing off, and then they started getting all the cobwebs from one of the docks, and they filled it up with cobwebs, and they kicked over an ant bed, and then they let the ants get all over the cobweb and held it over the little puddle, and the minnow caught it. And they would catch the minnow and fill the coffee can.
Oh, and then use the minnows.
So I'm fishing with a stick because I didn't bring any food to the party, right? So I've got it from the water. I used it in the water, and I got it done. But technically, I'm still using live fish as bait. But there's
You're a sustainable fisherman.
a lot of ways to do it.
Okay.
A lot of ways to do it. And I love getting introduced to new ways, and I keep seeing new ways being done. And from molding their own plastic lures to building their own fly bait, to just kind of weird stuff. You just never would think that I was going to try to eat that. And sure enough, so turtle Turtle Box Lake Conroe Big Bass Classic started on the 29th. Now it goes all the way to March 3rd here on Lake Conroe. There's a day tournament and then there's a week tournament. You can go catch all that stuff, and they'll be all over the lake. You'll see them out there fishing and getting real serious. Now the rules are 25 feet. They own 25 feet around their boat. And that's Lake Conroe rules. So if I'm fishing, you should yield to the fisherman 25 feet from his fishing area. And it's bigbasstour.com, and they're giving away $250,000 worth of prizes out there. So and that's
Over a 3-day
yeah,
tournament,
yeah,
3 days long.
That's
All
right. Entry fees start out with youth
amazing.
at $75. 1 day is $115, 2 days $165, and so forth. And I think the full 4 day entry fee is $325. You can call 877-958-8687 for more details, and or visit bigbasstour.com. And that's the Turtle Box Lake Conroe Big Bass Classic. And the young Texas artist with the barbecue and all that fun stuff. And that's all happening. I think we got our dose of that. And I think kind of got an idea what to do there. 936-756-7017. Come check that out. And honestly, no one I know that's been to the thing has not said anything but just, wow. So the first thing I asked her is, did you get wowed a lot? You know? And, Sarah Kelly is a music school out in the Woodlands, and a great music teacher, and her husband have a studio, and the other gentleman that works with them, and they're very good teachers at music and have a very good complement of students. So when we come back, I think March 26th, we got Cameron Conception on the show, which is one of the teachers there, or students, or both, He'll be joining us on the 26th, the 30th, I think, 29th, so March 29th. On that Friday show. And he'll tell us what catches up with that. But she's also doing a series at Do-Si-Do with youth music. So there's more of that coming up.
Is it like an open mic where they can just come and sign up?
These kids are fabulous. I mean, they're taking, it's her showcase.
Oh,
So
her students. Okay.
Yeah. And they're throwing aces over there. There's some amazing young people in music over there that she's got at her disposal to bring, share, lots to be proud of as parents and as even as students and as the teacher. I would imagine you're gonna get wowed the whole time. It's like, wow, it's coming out of that little girl's mouth. That's amazing. I mean, dang, unbelievable stuff. I would definitely recommend looking for and catching that. And I think there's some discount student pricing, some young people pricing as well, just like the orchestra event and some of those things. And just like the 2024 Bach, Beethoven, and Barbecue event. I think it's $100 versus $150 if you
want to go, or just $30 if you want to attend
Yeah,
the event.
yeah.
Right.
And
But
if
if
you
you want
do
to
the
do the
whole-
whole gala from barbecue before, and then the after party, she mentioned there's more fun after.
And what did she say the discount was for?
For students and in like groups. I think
Yeah.
she said groups. So if you sign up as a group, I think you
You know,
instead
some-
of $150, it's $100.
Yeah, you can call and ask that.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't hurt, and you're still supporting. The
Absolutely.
more the merrier. And like there's 500 something seats out there, and they still have availability. And we're still 8 days out. Let's see, the Lone Star Luau at
Yes.
Margaritaville, and this is March
Got my papers
21st.
out of order.
And I skipped one. I'm gonna have to
Oh, yeah, you
backtrack.
did.
But the Lone Star Luau, it was introduced new to me. I found it on Visit Conroe, I believe, and it didn't have much detail, but I'm looking forward to finding it out. It sounds like fun. The CMA is going to
I
be out
see
there. The CMA Songwriter of the Year, but he performs
Shepherd.
there off and on, from what I understand. So I'm wondering, what is the Lone Star Luau? I want to see some more details. We'll see if we can get some of those folks to come out on the show and tell us a little bit more about it.
It's a 4-day, looks like a 4-day festival.
I think I would definitely say you got to go check out the Lone Star Luau at Luau 2024 at Margaritaville. Shepherd County and county recording artist Coley McCabe welcome a stellar lineup of Texas country and trop rock. Trop rock? Is that?
Trop rock.
I didn't
guess
type
that's
that. I cut and
Margaritaville
pasted.
kind of music. Like
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
guess,
Yeah. All
maybe.
right. Along with
Tropical.
Nashville songwriters to the Margaritaville Lake Resort and 4-day festival. So I think
Something
that's
else
it.
we got to go check out.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Rodeo Houston. The 50 Cent's
Yes.
going to be at NRG, and I think he's coming up this
Is he the kickoff the
weekend.
first night?
Let's see the seat map. I've got everything here, but do I have a date on the next page there?
Nope.
No date on top
When
there.
the next? So Bellamy Brothers. Oh no,
Yeah,
sorry.
Blake Shelton is January 18th. Let's see. Yeah. Well, I know you can go to nrgpark.com events/rodeo Houston and check that out. And
See
you know,
the
as
whole
you look it
lineup.
up. Yeah, so Bellamy Brothers, Blake Shelton, we've got 50 Cent opening it up. So 50 Cent's our opener. And so you can go catch him there. And all the other dates and stuff. And the Bellamy Brothers, now they're going to be in Hockley, Texas.
They're gonna be that. Yeah, I went into the
2920
next thing.
Roadhouse in Hockley, Texas, and they'll be out there March 16th.
So we skipped
Jesse
this
Robb
event
Jr.
at the
yeah.
table.
Jesse Robb Jr. is going
Love
to be
the
over at
table. That's one of our Conroe.
I'm a huge Jesse
premier
Robb Jr.
places
fan.
to go. Yeah, so fun. Music, food trucks. They have great margaritas.
that one food truck's amazing. There's one, the Bira truck. What's that one called? Do you remember the name of that thing?
I don't remember the name, but they're and I
They
eat
got beer
gluten free.
fries.
So there's the truck that has Chinese or Oriental food will make gluten free
Yeah, and they've
entrees
got-
for you, and it's really good.
Really?
Yes.
I guess rice noodles are
Glass,
gluten free,
well,
right?
yes, and glass noodles.
Oh,
that they make there
wow.
from
those
rice
are
flour, and they're really good.
nice.
Yeah.
You know, I was making some rice bread recently, and but I couldn't get it to rise right, so I kept adding flour to it, and they wouldn't let you flour the pan because you'd add gluten to it. So I
Well,
couldn't.
you have to get different cassava flour, rice flour.
Yeah, I know, but
Different-
and by the
different
time
flour.
I was done, it was more bread than rice bread, and I got it to rise, so it worked out. But it was definitely not gluten free at the end of the day. But I get the concept, right?
Yes.
I understand
Right.
what they're working
next
on
time
there.
You'll do it right.
There is
probably.
a Bira truck out there that has Bira nachos, Bira tacos,
the
Bira
tacos. My
fries.
husband loves the tacos.
They got Bira everything. So good. But Jesse Robb Jr. will be playing there. And I know a lot of folks don't know this, but he's he's helped write gold records. He's got gold records in his writing career and music career that he's got a lot to tout and a lot of talent behind him and the people that work with him. And I'd look forward to a great show. Now, that's going to be at the table at Medley at 316 Medley Street. You can call 832-326-2289 to get more information about that. And go see Jesse Robb Jr. He's outstanding. One of the top local music artists we have out here.
So that's
I'd say.
Saturday, I think,
Yeah.
right? That's this Saturday.
Top of the food chain. Yeah, get out there and see some Jesse Robb. We just saw him on his after his birthday over at Do-Si-Do. He played the Big Barn. Great show. We had a lot of fun and a massive chicken fried steak. That did happen.
Do-Si-Do.
And while we're on table at Medley, I'll just knock it out. He's got fight night coming up over there. Yeah, he's got little rings they set up in there, and
Yes,
they're really
yes.
fighting each other. And they're out there
coming up?
March 9th, and that's a free event. So you can go watch Fight Night at Table at Medley, March 9th. 2024, absolutely free, and call 832-326-2289 for a little bit more information about that one. But man, put you over there in that line of folks offering you free stuff. You know, they're
Yes,
I keep telling
that's
folks
great.
that. I was like, "Where's that line at?" And they're like, "What are you talking about? There ain't nobody offering us free." Table at Medley is, you know, come on out and see the show. So, ever heard that song "Fishing in the Dark"?
I don't know. Can you sing it for us?
Dark. You know, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Oh, a Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Yeah, I love that.
Arena Theater, Houston,
Yes,
Texas,
they-
Saturday, March
they are
30th, 8:30 p.m. in the Arena Theater. You know, I've been there once in my life, and I was so young, I barely even remember the place. I remember going in and getting my seats, and I remember the trip to the
Stage
bathroom.
turns.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
and
it,
it's a round stage in the middle.
it seats a little under 3,000
It's a
people,
great venue.
so it's intimate, it's close, and
I've been there quite a bit.
yeah,
Seen some great shows there.
I want to go. I think that'd be a lot of fun. It's on a Saturday. It's on the 30th, and I don't have anything going on the 30th yet because that's like beyond the 29th, which is that show we have coming up with Cameron Conception. Mia Susan Walker's going to be here on I think the 28th or 20th, whatever that Friday is, for that episode that's coming out. So we got a lot going on there, but after you're kind of done with it, you're just like, oh, we're done. So, you know, I can go and see something like that and catch the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, and they were calling them classic country music. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Is it classic already? What are we going to call it classic? Can it just be the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band? I mean, dang. So anyway, the classic, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, just makes me feel old every time I say that. I don't even want to think about it
I'm
like
not
that.
saying it.
And, May 3rd, for this coming, I know May 3rd is not Friday, but May 3rd, yeah, maybe it is. May 3rd, Midland kicks off their tour, the Texas tour, and they start at J&T LaFleur store, and then they end up here at the Crossroads Festival, either right afterwards. So Midland will be taking the rounds and starting out there, and they'll start May 3rd out there at the LaFleur store. The 2024 Women's Eclectic. Now, this is at Panorama Golf Course. It's a ladies' golf tournament at Panorama, and I think from what I understand, and you can reach them at 214-669-2974. They're still taking golfers in at teams, I think, and the 310 through 312. So reach out to those folks. You come out. It's free to spectate. $270 to register a team, and I don't know if it's twos or fours. I imagine it's just two-man team. But I don't know that. So reach out to, I think it's K O'Connell at txga.org. And you got to visit, see it. I mean, it's going to be at Panorama Golf Club, so you can hit the clubhouse and stay there throughout the afternoon as they start rolling in and doing the rounds and as they tee up. I think that's cool. I really like them bringing some of these golf tournaments out here. I mean, most of our really exclusive golf courses are private, or they just haven't seemed to make the time to bring those things to the table. But I do love some good stuff. And so, what are you doing that weekend, the 2nd and 3rd?
Boy, I don't know.
It's
I
this
don't know
weekend
yet.
after. Right, this weekend is the 2nd.
Oh, this
and 3rd.
weekend is the Saturday. Oh, you mean this weekend?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'll be in Austin on Saturday
Okay.
for my parents.
But you probably wish
Birthday.
you were at the home show, huh?
I'll probably wish I was at the well, I can still go on Sunday, and I probably will.
Tell us a
go
little bit
on
about the home
Sunday.
show, the
I'll be
Montgomery
back.
County
Yeah,
Home
I'll
and
be back
Outdoor Living
Saturday.
Show.
We just go over and come back because my parents, we can't. They're after a couple hours they need to rest, so we go and mess with them for a while, and then we come home. So
It's a birthday party. We're going. Let's cut the cake now.
Yes, we're
okay?
having brunch, and then they'll be ready to rest. After that.
March 2nd and 3rd. That's I think Saturday and Sunday, right? The Montgomery County Home and Outdoor Living Show. You can come out and see that. That's right here at the Lone Star Convention Center, and there'll be everything you can think of. Tom Tynan's going to do the show right from his booth, and there'll be so many other vendors out there. True Texas Solar, our sponsor, will be out there. Natural Springs Water Filtration. There's 100-something vendors. I should stop. Yeah,
Can't remember all.
a lot of people.
A lot
It's
of
going to be
fun.
wonderful,
A lot
and
of fun.
it's going to be fantastic.
Great ideas.
And I think they've done this so many times. I don't even know how many of these they've done, but and I'd love to see the number like the such and such annual Montgomery County. They don't do that, but they'd be up there on the list of stuff. And check out the rodeo listings, all the stuff they got there, and boom, boom, boom. I
Radio
think,
time.
yeah, folks.
Wait, did we miss this?
Yeah, I was going to give a couple quick shout outs.
Yes.
I'd like to thank Chapel Pressure Washing.
There
One
you
call,
go.
they spray it all. 936-520-8702. It's a cleaning service. They just do pressure washing. They also do solar cleaning. They have a lot of special equipment for different types of needs and stuff like that. Barsh Auto. Love seeing those guys out and about. I think they just helped out with the coverage for the Lone Star Throwdown last weekend here at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds, and always good to have them. And we're Texas Elite Mobile Services, 936-206-0306 to get your boat ready for summer, get you back on the lake, and they come fix your boat where it's hanging. So you come out to your dock, your slip, your boat, your driveway, and get your boat running. Or they can bring it out to their shop. Folks, thank you for watching the Texas Ticket Show. You can catch us at Lone Star Community, irlonestar.com, or you can catch us at facebook.com/txticket. Watch us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Channel 12 here in Conroe, 104.5 and 106.1 FM. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Friday.